Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have my home office slash guest bedroom makeover that, if I'm being quite honest, is a little overdue in this home. But my husband and I both work full-time jobs, and he also does school full-time. So having the time to be able to finish projects around our home usually does take a while, but nonetheless, I'm super excited to be sharing this room with you guys. I did have a multifunctional space in vision for this room. I wanted it to be kind of like a place where we would be able to do some work, but also functional in case we did have the occasional guest come over and stay the night. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here are some before shots of the room. It's a pretty small room, and for a while it basically became our dumping grounds for decor and random things that didn't really have a place in our home. I'm starting off with this wainscot panel kit that I purchased on Amazon. I was honestly really impressed with it because everything comes pre-cut, which makes a board and batten project so much easier and super DIY friendly. The kit does come with panel boards as well as the trim pieces, and it's available in 2 different sizes depending on the look you're trying to achieve. First, I measured how far apart I wanted the panels and decided to go with about 18 inches between each one. I went with that larger spacing to give it more of that high-end board and batten look. I definitely recommend taping the panels to the wall first so you can make sure you like the spacing and overall look before adhering them. Then I used heavy-duty command strips to attach them so the project stays renter-friendly. Since the boards are MDF, they're light enough to stick without needing nails, and the best part is that I can easily remove them later with no holes or wall damage. Once I finished placing the command strips on the boards, I went ahead and adhered them to the wall, adding a little pressure to make sure that they stuck well. And I basically just repeated the same process, always double checking my measurements before sticking each one up. Overall, this wall used 10 out of the 20 boards from the kit, so I'll definitely be using the rest around my home to create different looks. For the last piece, I did have to cut the panel to make it fit the wall, and I did this off camera using a small portable handsaw, and surprisingly the MDF held up really well without cracking, so overall I would definitely recommend this kit. Next, I added a bit of caulking to help the boards blend together more seamlessly, and full disclosure, I am definitely not a professional at this. I just applied a small amount with my fingers and smoothed it out the way that felt natural to me. Since these panels aren't permanently attached to the wall, I didn't add any trim to all the sides like you normally would for a permanent installation, of course. Now that the caulking has dried for a few hours, I'm ready to start painting the boards. And I went back and forth a bit on whether to do a different color for an accent wall, but ultimately I decided I just wanted to add texture and dimension to the room. I really wanted it to feel cohesive and blended in with the wall, but still a little different. So I ended up painting the panels the same color as the walls, which is Agreeable Gray by Sherwin-Williams. Also, one of the things I really loved about this paneling kit is how easy it is to paint. There was no need to prime anything. You can literally just start painting it right away, which is awesome. And here is the finished board and batten wall. I absolutely loved how this turned out. It was exactly what I was envisioning for this space. Next, I'm moving these bookcase shelves to the sides of the wall and giving them a good clean. These are definitely pieces I feel I've outgrown in terms of style for my home, but to keep this makeover budget friendly, I'm working with what I have since I still had to purchase a desk, chair, and other accent pieces for this room. Now, to help center the room, I moved the dark brown Loloi rug from my living room into this space, and it fit perfectly in the smaller room. When I was designing this space in my head, I knew I wanted a dual purpose seating area, something that could provide extra seating for most of the time, but also convert into a sleeper bed for visitors since we didn't want a full bed just sitting there unused. I searched for weeks and weeks for a sleeper sofa until I finally found this one on the Sam's Club website. Now, the width of this chair is about the size of a twin size bed, which was perfect for this space, and although it is a little on the heavier side to move, it's not impossible by yourself, and it was very easy to put together. Here you can see how easy it is to convert. My husband and I both laid on it at the same time and were pretty impressed that two people could fit comfortably. Plus, it's super easy to fold back up, so it was a win-win in my book. I've been switching out the curtains in my home, so it was no surprise I'd be doing the same thing in this room. If you've been watching my videos, you've probably heard me talk about these before. They are from the Two Drapes brand on Amazon, and I honestly can't say enough good things about them. They are my favorite because they are affordable, they're high quality, and come in tons of colors. So for this room, I went with the Burley Wood Birch Linen color, which is the one that I do have throughout my home. Now I'm adding a statement art piece to the room, and I'm using the tape hack, which I can't remember if I saw on YouTube or TikTok years ago, but it has honestly changed my life and makes hanging things so much easier. You essentially just place the tape where the hooks are on the frame and mark the spots with a marker, and then just place the tape on the wall and place your nails on the dots you made. So super easy hack, especially if you struggle with hanging things. Now, this frame I picked up at the Hobby Lobby. It is part of their Spring 2026 collection, and I am obsessed with the moody vibes it gives. Of course, no makeover is complete without an olive tree, and I found this one online at Walmart, and it's a really great size for under $50. I always like to take a minute to spread the stems out and shape the branches so it looks a little fuller and more realistic. It makes a big difference and helps the tree look less artificial. I picked up this planter from Target a few weeks ago, and to give the tree a little extra height, I placed a small vase inside the planter. I then cut a piece of cardboard to fit around the stem to create a platform, and added a little bubble wrap on top of that to create a base for the moss. I ended up ordering some moss, so once it arrived, I just placed it around the bubble wrap to give that top of the planter that nice full look. Next, I finally get to do some styling, which honestly is my favorite part of the design process. I added a vase with some baby's breath on the top shelf and my favorite seagrass boxes from Amazon in the middle. And for the bottom shelf, I styled a few coffee table books and a small picture frame. On the second bookcase, I wanted to create a little faux lamp moment, so I used a small vase I found at HomeGoods and paired it with this scallop lampshade that I've had for a while. I then added a few coffee table books and a tapered candle holder. Then I brought in more baby's breath in a different planter to keep things cohesive, along with my favorite Bath & Body Works candle that I'm always burning around my home. For the final shelf, I finished it off with a large bowl and some wooden beads. Moving on to the desk, I'm keeping things light and functional. I added this lamp that I DIY'd and a few coffee table books with a marble bowl. Lastly, I'm bringing in the linen chair I got for the desk. This chair has wheels, which makes moving around super easy. Next, I added this little side table I picked up online from Walmart, and then I used my tape hack to hang a pinboard on the wall, which allowed me to create a spot to display ideas and swatches for my projects. I picked up this little basket at my local HomeSense. To add a little texture on the side of the room, I tucked in a knitted blanket inside of the basket and placed it on the bottom shelf of the table. For the top, I'm adding a few more coffee table books and a large brown vase filled with magnolia stems. For some final touches, I added a small art piece to one of the walls and my go-to brown pillow from Leloy. And here's the finished look at our new home office space. I am loving how this room turned out. It feels cozy and relaxing, but it's also functional and a space where we can work and unwind. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop a comment below, and thanks again for all your support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.